Hey,
We're live.
I guess, yeah, we're live. Okay. So, so happy International Women's Day, Kelly.
Hey, yes, happy International Women's Day. This is a fun day for everyone.
Yes.
I'm
So,
trying to find the video on your feed so I can share it. There it is. I'm going to
okay.
share it right now.
Haven't seen mine yet. There we are. Oh my gosh, this is so new. So,
We're,
yeah, so
we're split screen. See, look at us. We're cool like that.
first experience, man. Let me tell you,
Yay.
so let's just show this here. Let's see, did that come up? Yep, She Means
Yep.
Business. Did I spell that right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so today is International Women's Day. And so we've got some viewers on now. So this is my friend Kelly, Mirabella. Say
Hi.
Kelly.
Hey, y'all. What's up?
So Kelly refers to herself as what? The social media.
Social media geek girl. In fact, my business card says director and social media geek. I'm actually the owner. I don't know why it even says director, but I'm a social media geek. I just geek out on this stuff.
Okay. So she's my friend, y'all. And so I started following Kelly. Oh, it's at least 6 months ago, right? It's got to be.
Yeah, about that.
And you're in California.
I am out here in sunny Southern California, although lately it's been soggy California. We've had a lot of rain, which is good.
It's like 60-some degrees here today. So,
oh, beautiful.
Yeah, Virginia is it's pretty pretty.
Pretty. I love it.
So, let's see. We got any comments yet? Nope. So, I want my friends to comment below. Tell us who you are. Ask any questions that you might have for Kelly, whether it's social media, whether it's just being an entrepreneur, whatever it might be. So I'm just going to chat with Kelly today because all day I've been featuring business entrepreneurs who are women. And so in honor of the International Women's Day, I am featuring Kelly because she is a entrepreneur or solopreneur.
Solopreneur, yeah.
So many cool names to all that. So Kelly, tell us what your deal is. What do you do?
So I am a social media geek girl. I geek out on social media all day, but basically I help busy professionals learn how to utilize social media, or I take it over for them and save them time. So I work with companies all over the United States in the real estate industry. I have people in the parenting industry. I've worked with restaurants. I've worked with coffee shops. I've worked with makeup companies, whatever. I'm into all of it. But I either teach people and I work with a lot of social media managers, other social media managers. I definitely love mentoring and helping people out. So, I just play on Facebook all day,
And I'm misspelling your name. Good grief.
Mirabella.
Is that right?
Yes, Mirabella. Just like it sounds, Mirabella.
Right. So you've taught me a ton of stuff. And,
Yay!
Actually, yes. And you do a lot of online training as well. And one of the things I think I participated with you in from the beginning was it was your 6-day challenge, right? Your 6-day
the
challenge?
Video confidence challenge. That was the original challenge.
Yes. So that is her, where you at? So
yeah, I was the one who forced her into it.
But it was great. And I'll tell you, after going live 5 times a day with women,
it's so much more comfortable, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like here you are, you're all pro, you got a nice backdrop. I mean,
I know.
You're killing it. I love it.
You inspired me to do a lot of these changes, so I appreciate that.
That's great.
So what have you been doing today? Like what has your day been like?
What is like the normal day for female entrepreneur / mom?
Right.
Just so you all know, I have a 1-year-old and the 3.5-year-old. And I obviously run this business that I run. So my day, I feel like I've been sprinting nonstop. Like the moment I wake up and my feet hit the floor, I run until I crash out at night. And a lot of that is because I just finished my 5-day email marketing boot camp. And so since finishing that, I am back-to-back appointments with calls and consulting and business stuff, plus stuff with my kids and stuff. So today I woke up, I don't even really start work until the nanny gets here. And today she didn't get here till 11, but I did start at 9 when the baby went down for her nap. So my morning is really dedicated to my family, to my kids. I do check email and might, do a little messaging on Facebook, but, see if there's any fires that need to go out. But really my focus is on feeding my children, having a dance party, drinking plenty of coffee, and prepping for my day. You need lots of coffee when you got these two crazy kids. And
I interviewed Nikki from Deja Brew. She owns a coffee.
Yes. Yeah.
Which a big benefit of my day-to-day was to be able to sample food and have tea. It's awesome. It was called the Raspberry Almond Mocha. And That
sounds
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
There's a coffee shop here in town that does an orange cappuccino. And it's probably the best thing that I've had in a long time. Other than Cuban coffee. I don't think anything is better than Cuban coffee, bar none. That's the best.
Well, yeah. So lots of coffee.
So my morning is really dedicated to my family. And I think that that's a benefit of being a business owner, being your own boss as a mom, is that I have that flexibility that, I unfortunately had to go to the hospital with my daughter on Sunday night, my 1-year-old, because she had 104 temperature and was having some breathing issues. And we were there for a long time. So my Monday was pretty much shot because we were both exhausted. But because I'm the boss,
you could do that.
I don't have to worry about dragging myself out of bed like my poor husband had to do.
Right.
So, I start my mornings off. That's typical of me. And then as soon as the nanny gets here, I had 2 consulting sessions. I just got off the phone with a prospective client talking about some proposals that I have to submit. And then I went to the chiropractor and tried to de-stress a little bit. Came right back here, and I've been just on the phone ever since. In fact, when I'm done with you, I have to put together 3. Gosh, I'm a little behind. I have 5 proposals that I have to send out that I've been telling people, by the end of the week. So I'm writing proposals, and then I have a doctor's appointment, and then I come home, feed my family, and I will probably be up until 10 o'clock tonight working. It's not always like that. That's kind of the fun of being an entrepreneur, is sometimes it's slow and you get to hang out and drink a glass of wine as soon as the kids go down. And sometimes you're up until 11 o'clock getting, stuff done. So every day is different. And I could sit here and tell you, what's the typical day? There is no typical day. There is no typical day, but it's a lot of fun being a business owner. I love it.
Nice. So your proposals, are these all for consulting, or are they all for social media management?
Ooh, that's a great question. Well, so far I have 2 that are for small scale projects, like an advertising strategy and implementation. That's a smaller scale project. And then I have another one that is for a consulting package, and then 2 more that are for social media management, and then another one that is for a lead funnel creation, because I just did the Facebook, the email marketing thing.
Right.
So, and I have a couple of calls later this week and into next week that will also probably turn into proposals that will need to be submitted for that same boot camp. So doing the lead funnels and stuff.
Right. So then how do you, as one person, because, I guess we are solopreneurs.
Yeah.
We have an assistant, right?
Yes, we share the assistant.
Yes.
She's amazing.
Awesome. So how are you going to get all that done?
Yeah, great question. That's something that, fortunately, I have a husband who's constantly bugging me about the same question. He's like, you got to let go. You got to let go. It's a really hard thing to do as an entrepreneur, to let go of things. That was something that I've struggled with for a long time. I love my VA, Laura. She's amazing. And it took me probably a year working with her and just giving her small projects to finally be like, okay, I'm going to give you much bigger things now. And now I can just hand her over stuff. So I actually got off the phone with her, on Monday. We had a phone call, and I was just telling her, I'm going to be sending you a lot of stuff. So one of the things I have to schedule in this week, and yes, everything has to be scheduled or it just gets pushed off, is actually putting together everything I'm going to send to my VA. And then I also hired a subcontractor. We're doing a test run, and he's helping me with some of my management clients in his wheelhouse. And if all goes well, I will subcontract a couple of client work projects over to him. I still like to have my hands in on stuff, and I'm definitely making sure everything's running to my standard.
Right.
But you have to figure out what you can let go of if you want to continue to grow. And I'm at that point where I gotta subcontract, I gotta hire people, I've got to let go, I gotta delegate. The magic word. It's a very difficult word for us entrepreneurs.
The D word.
Yeah, but if I want to make more money, I'm at that level where I have to hire someone to help me.
Right.
Or I have to delegate it.
Right. No, I was kind of reluctant to give Laura some stuff. And so
it's hard when you first start. I know, right. Especially when you're new to having an assistant.
Right. Yeah. So we've only been working together for probably maybe 3 weeks. And it's been great because it actually has been forcing me to actually plan a little bit further ahead.
Yeah.
To be a little bit more goal oriented with my business, which is awesome. I mean, we need to do that, right?
Yeah.
And so I gave her an article that I just written written, whatever.
That's why we have her edit it.
Right. And I said, please give me some images. And then there was another article that I really liked that I want her to create images. And so I was going to post them myself once she created them. Until I saw all the images that she gave me, I'm like, I'm just going to give this all to you.
Yeah, you just take care of that.
Because I'm like, I love what you're doing for me, but then I got to actually go do it.
Yeah, and that's something I did too. Is when I started with her, I gave her like some blog stuff that I wrote. She's really good at editing.
Right.
And so I just had her like go and proofread and edit. And then I got to the point where I was like, you know what, here it is, go edit it. And by the way, while you're at it, go, schedule it out on my blog or go post it on the social, you take care of it. Cause I trust that you're going to deal with it,
Right. Right.
So take that off your plate and, the time consuming stuff, get that time consuming stuff off your plate.
Right. Yep. So I just want to put your name up there again. Yay. It's Kelly.
Yay.
So one of the things too that and I don't want this to be about me, but just about business in general is, I created a blog, or at least my webmaster created the blog link.
It's there.
So it's there. So I'm going to have Laura turn in some of my articles, I guess, into blogs and that kind of stuff. So that's really
what you should have her do that she has done for me is give her some of your live videos.
Yeah. And
she can turn them into blogs.
Okay. Yeah, I need to do more live myself.
Yes.
I wish there could be something maybe she could do with the live videos I did today, but I don't.
I'm sure that she could turn it into something.
Yeah.
I mean, I send her links to my live video all the time and say, hey, can you do a write-up on this? Even if you and then what you could do is embed the video and then add the write-up so you have both of those on your blog.
Okay, gotcha. I need to learn that embed thing. I think I know what
you can embed straight from Facebook. Although you go live on your profile a lot. So what I would do is download the video and upload it into YouTube and then embed it.
Yeah. I have a YouTube account that I didn't realize I had until I went to go create one. And it was already there.
There you go. If you have a Google account, you have a YouTube account.
Right, right.
If you have Gmail, you're a Google user. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
For sure.
So anything else you want to share? I mean, I know I have one last question for you, but.
I don't know. I just think there's just so many things I could share. I just think entrepreneurship rocks. And if anyone has questions about it, if you need support, it's not always the easiest thing, but feel free to reach out to me. I mentor a lot of entrepreneurs just because people ask me for help and I'm always happy to help with that. So. Right.
So then they should go to the Stellar.
Yeah, you can go to stellarmediamarketing.com or stellar247.com. And the best thing is to connect with me on Facebook because I'm over here all the time. Okay. But honestly, I get entrepreneur life. I've been an entrepreneur. I've been doing social media consulting on the side for 9 years. I've made it my main jam, my main job. It'll be 7 years this March of this month. Wow. Actually 7 years this month. So I've been around the block and I've done bootstrapping like nobody's bootstrapped before. So I know all the issues that you go through. I know the struggle is real. Right. And it does get easier. So I'm always there to be a cheerleader for anyone who wants to take this path because it's a rewarding path, but you definitely have to work your tush off to to a comfy place.
Right. Well, I don't know that you mentioned this, but did you say anything briefly about why you decided you wanted to be your own boss? I mean, I know why you did, but
I have I talk about this a lot when I go live, when I do talk about entrepreneurship. There's a difference between my why and my spark. My spark was something that happened several years before that involved my grandfather's death and how I got hassled at work about going to his funeral too long. And that was the spark. That was kind of the seed that took a couple of years to, grow. And then finally I was like, oh, wow. But my why at the time when I started my business was because I was newly engaged and my soon-to-be husband, now husband, and I were thinking, I really wanted to stay home with my kids when we had kids, but I also know myself and I know that I need to work. I enjoy this business.
Yeah, me too.
And so, but I also don't work well with a boss. I don't like being told what to do. I'm very independent and I've never held a job more than 2 years before I get antsy. And this is the first time where I'm like, I love what I do. I'm just like addicted to it. Right. So when I started it really was to create a life of freedom where I could be with my family, where I could take the day off and be with my kids. Or if I'm sick, I don't have to go to work sick because I feel like, oh, the boss, Right. So that's why I started, is really to build a foundation for my family. And I've reached that and it's really awesome. So now I've got new goals in mind.
Right. That's awesome. Okay. So we're going to close, but share with there's a woman out there that is watching this, I'm sure, that's either her own boss or she's considering it, or she is her own boss and she just wants to quit. Mm. We have those days.
Yeah.
We have those weeks. So what would you say?
So I actually wrote about this a while back, and it's the same analogy I'll use with you. Entrepreneurship is a lot like this bamboo. It's like a Chinese bamboo. It actually takes, for 4 years, this bamboo, you can't see it. It's growing roots. This is true, like biologically, this is how this bamboo grows. Underneath, strong roots, great foundation. In the 4th and 5th year, it sprouts up. And I mean, it shoots way up in the sky. And that's how I see entrepreneurship is there's plenty of people out there trying to sell like the easy fix or success overnight. And every business owner out there can tell you, every success story out there can tell you, there is no overnight success. Even if you think they are an overnight, they have placed their roots. They have struggled. And there's always going to be struggle to entrepreneurship. But in the end, if you keep going, if your why is strong enough to get you past those hardships, then the reward is huge. And even myself, I mentioned I've owned my business for 7 years. It took 4 years for me to get to a place where I wasn't freaking out at the end of every month. And even now, just in January, I was having panic attacks because I lost clients. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? All of a sudden, over February and this last week, I'm so busy. I'm hiring help because I cannot keep up with the success. And so you have to allow yourself to stress a little bit because that's part of the process. But if your why is strong enough, if you really want it, if you really have a clear vision of why you are doing this, why you're putting yourself through this, there is a reward. You just have to keep pushing through. And also don't feel like you're too good to take on anything that pays the bills, a kind of mentality. Because I know a lot of people out there is like, oh, I won't, especially in our industry, people are like, oh, I won't take less than $2,000 a month. And I'm like, that's great if you could get it. But when I first started, I would do anything just to pay my bills. And then I can also explore other things. So get to a point where you don't have to stress about your bills every month and you can really blow up quick because you can start exploring other things. But also think big. Always try to think big.
Yep. So one of the things that I've learned from you, and then also my business mentor, because women just keep reminding you of things, and so oh, I heard that somewhere. It's good when you get clarification and confirmation from others. Is that you don't have to know everything.
No,
that's been a huge
Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up because I was actually thinking I was literally driving in my car last night. I had to go down to Long Beach for a business meeting. And I was driving back and I'm like, one thing I've learned over the years, I like to talk to myself when I drive. It's the only time I don't have kids with me. And the thing that I was thinking the same thing, like you just have to know a little bit more than everyone else in the room to be the expert in the room.
Right.
You just have to know that much more. And it's okay not to know everything. I learned that a long time too. A long time ago, I'll go in and people are like, hey, what about this? And I'm like, you know what? I don't have the answer for you yet, but I'm going to get it back to you. And then I get back to them. And that alone could be even more powerful than having the answer right then. So no, you don't have to know everything.
Right.
And be okay with that.
Right. I always say that, you know what, if I don't know, I'm pretty resourceful. And if I don't know the answer, I'm going to find it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's okay, you know.
And that's you still remain a resource to people.
Right. Absolutely. Right. Because that's time, you know, I mean,
exactly.
Time is valuable. And if you can go find something for somebody, oh my gosh.
It makes a big difference. It really does. Right. People notice that.
Right. So, okay, one other thing. I know those that are going to be watching this now, watching the replay, because I'm always telling people, you need to do Facebook Live. You got to do this for your business. And I tell you, my friend who was the manager at the Chick-fil-A, you know, I used to work for Chick-fil-A.
Oh, I love Chick-fil-A.
Girl. And that was my only regret, was that I didn't do Facebook Live before I left. But that was like a year ago. So
yeah, it wasn't quite.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just starting to be available to regular people on Facebook. Right. So.
And I completely lost my train of thought. Why was I telling you about Chick-fil-A?
We were talking about live video.
Oh, yes. And so I'm telling her, I'm like, please go live. Please do it. You have such a huge following.
Oh, yeah. Chick-fil-A would be huge.
Not that I had anything to do with that. But you have such a huge following. Please do Facebook Live. And they did today. And one of the things they're showcasing is the dine-in service, where you literally just go in. I think you have a marker or something, or I don't know what it is. I should know this. Probably a place marker or something where it says dine in, and someone comes over and they literally will take your order and bring it to you.
That's so cool. You know, I know this is totally off topic, but I have to say, for the Chick-fil-A person that's watching, one of my favorite features as a mom is when you can go through the drive-thru and place your order and then go in to the store and they will bring the food out to you. Yeah. That to me is like the most amazing service ever.
Yeah, I know there was talk about that, so
they do that, and it's amazing. At least our Chick-fil-A does it, and it's like, we love you. They're so family friendly. I just love it.
Yep. So that was my only regret, was not doing that. But hey, you know what?
Moving forward, we know. Moving
forward, yeah. So I think that's it.
Yeah. I just want to say to all the women out there, if you are thinking about opening your own business, if you are thinking, I am sick of the 9-to-5 grind, I say do it. Do it. Make the leap. Take the jump. But no, it's not going to be easy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's the easiest thing in the world. But if you want something enough in this world, you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. And I believe that for anybody. So do it.
Awesome.
Yay.
Thanks for joining me today.
That was fun.
Continue to rock out your day.
You too. Have fun interviewing people. You're like going out and drinking coffee and getting food. I wish I could give you something. Here, have some coffee.
I've had enough.
You're like spiked.
It's 5:00 here. So
it's a little late. Go decaf.
I'm doing dinner. I'm probably going to watch a chick flick.
Nice. Go relax. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, but thank you. I appreciate it.
For sure. Thank you. You have a great one. It's been fun.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.